everyone. Ooh, give me one sec, guys. I got a Target bag in the background. I got stuff all over the place right here. It's supposed to be my little area, and it's a mess. Shout out to everybody. Baby Bunny makes a mess. She does. Okay, so I had to move my Target bag, and then I have some mail, of course. Shout out to everybody. Oh my God. Shout out to everybody. How's everybody doing? Shout out to everybody. Oh my Tinkle Tits, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a minute. Tinkle Tits has been a member for like 7 months. Shout out to Tinkle Tits. Everybody come through. Make sure you're hitting that like button. I'm getting better. I'm still a little off. I'm still like having to nasally rinse everything, but it's getting there. I think I'm on like week 2 of this crap. Wash your hands, wash your hands. That's all I can say. All right, let me shout out all the members before I get started. Blonde Bomb, I see you in the chat, love. Shout out to you, Tinkle. Rose with Thorns, Wim, how you doing, love? How are you? Liz, let me see if I can get my other device going too. Hopefully the battery doesn't die. Christy, welcome. Everybody, thank you so much for hitting that like button. Oh, yo, you guys are going in. Liz says, I've been dealing with the Scientology for decades. It was Scientology BS 101. Oh my God. You know what's so crazy is how Scientology is intertwined with this situation. Truly, it is. Deborah, how you doing, love? Lori, Christina. Let's see. Jen X Biatch, welcome, my love. Oh my God. T Marie, Amy, everybody. Chico. Shout out to my lovely Chico, man. That's my Chico right there. Cascadian Root, thank you for being here. Sean P. Welcome. Emily, how you doing? Generally, Jenny, how you been, love? Hope you're doing well. Welcome. Shout out to everybody. Amy says she's number 21 on the like button. What number are we at right now on the like button? All right. Well, let's get started right away. This hair is a mess. Let's get started right away because we really going to get into it. I know that there's a lot going on right now, and I wanted to bring some attention to this because I felt like, shout out to Vic. I don't know if Vic is in the chat. She'll probably join us here in a little bit. But Vic pointed something, and something stood out to me when I made this drop in the morning about the Chrissy Bixler exposing Ashton and Mila Kunis. Okay. Something stood out about there was a date that was mentioned when when the post was written, and let's go to it because I don't want to be like talking out of the air. This is what I'm talking about. Let me go to my channel real quick. Let's go to that community wall. There was something that was written in that community wall. Hold up, yo. Here it is. Right here. So I said, why did Chrissy Bixler point out February 21st of 2001? What does Chrissy know? So in the OK Magazine article, see if I can turn down this TV. In the OK Magazine article, it says there was they were quoting one of the IG post that Chrissy made. She put, Dear Ashton, I know the secrets your role model keeps for you. Ones that would end you, she wrote in the post. Did you forget I was there? You were on speakerphone the night you called Danny on February 21st, 2001. I heard everything. I heard the plan. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor. What did they know? Yeah. What do they know? I literally was sunk in when I saw that. I said, what does that mean? And then shout out to Vic, who was like, what the hell with the date? So this is the original post from Chrissy's IG page. If you click on it, you could see that it's coming from her page. And she writes in there, Dear Ashton, I know the secrets your role model keeps for you, ones that would end you. Did you forget I was there? You were on speakerphone the night you called Danny on February 21st of 2001. I heard everything. I heard the plan. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor. And then she wrote a little letter to Mila Kunis down there as well. So I was like, well, damn, like what happened? So man accused of killing Ashton Kutcher's ex-girlfriend found guilty. Hollywood Ripper Michael Gargiulio, I think that's how you say his last name, convicted of 2 murders, 1 attempted murder carried out between 2001 and 2008. So I remember that Chrissy had clipped growing up Scientology's posts, and we gonna play some of that, the whole thing. There's some of it, but not all of it, okay? Now, let me see what you guys are saying. I heard horrible stories about Ashton, but none about Danny. That's just my experience. People have said that too. I'm glad you're covering this. Is alleged that Ashton is in partner with celebrity trafficking. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Nadia. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you could. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, Popcorn Planet talked a little bit about it too. I saw a video about him, some old interviews with him. I couldn't even believe what I saw. Who's the author of the email? What you mean, Paul? What you mean? What email, love? What are you talking about? They didn't think those letters would ever make it to the public. What? And that's the thing. So, um, I'm gonna give credit where it's due because I did message her on IG. Her name is Megan Kunis. For those that don't know Megan Kunis, she has a YouTube channel. I linked her in the letters, but she also has a blog. I think it's called like Legal Affairs or something like that. Matter of fact, let me not make this up, but Megan Kunis was the one that she's like a legal analyst journalist, and she was the one that it's called Legal Affairs and Trials. Let me read first. She posted the letters. Now, I don't know because I was under the impression that like, did she think that did Ashton and Mila think that this was going to be like sealed records, that this was going to be like you just no, it's not going to get out because here's the deal. If you stand by your friend and you support your friend, right? In terms of, and I'm not saying that they don't support the victims. I'm saying that if you feel like because a character letter is just that, you're writing about good positive qualities about them and how they're not going to reoffend in the community and how they shouldn't be maybe reconsider their sentencing to help them, right? That's what a character witness letter does. Now, I was under the impression that some of this stuff would have been sealed. It wasn't. And I kind of wonder if they thought that the letters would have been sealed too, because Megan Kunis posted them on Legal Affairs and Trials with Megan Kunis. That is her blog. She also has a YouTube channel. She was the lady that did a lot of the coverage with the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion trial. Okay. She does a lot of like the LA courts coverage and stuff. Yes, everybody come through. So you've been doxxed by Scientology? Wow, I had no idea, Tinkle. Yeah, they must have thought it was sealed. Because my thing is that if you report, it's all public records, as Maddie. But if you listen, there is nothing wrong with somebody trying to write a character witness letter. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with that, or even supporting your friend. But if you run one of the biggest nonprofits, Thorn, and I learned about Thorn through, I think it was Kendall Ray, another true crime YouTuber, because she would always talk about Thorn. I learned about Thorn through her, right? So it's kind of like this man was convicted, who is your friend, was convicted. The last thing you're going to do is write anything about them having a shorter conviction. That's just my opinion. I have been asked to write character witnesses letters and I have denied. I've denied. Yes, Samantha, because that's how I learned about Thorn was through Kendall Ray. That's how I learned about it. So the last thing you're going to do is write any kind of like character witness, lower the sentences. What are you talking about, yo? Like the offenders that you're fighting against through your organization should be like convicted, right? I guess I'm just confused. So I don't think this is about shifting any kind of blame to Ashton or Mila per se, but it's about either you stand for the victims or you don't. Because otherwise, how, I mean, some of those victims could be his victims too, for all we know. We only know of the ones that he's been convicted of. There could be others. We don't know. And the way in which my thing it gets to me is like, listen, these victims had to fight so many entities to get the justice that they so much deserve. Fighting something like Scientology, which still is one of the biggest machines that continues to silence victims. I'm telling you, anything, I mean, immediately when I started writing about these two, I immediately went to yellow. Like, YouTube will censor you. It will. Tinkle, you'll have to hit me up because I would love to talk to you too about that. So which one is it? I just honestly don't like if I don't know if they would have apologized had these letters not been posted up. I'm just being honest. I don't think they would have said anything. Because if this is your friend and you're supporting a lower conviction, he's still a rapist. Your friend is a rapist. He's been convicted. It's not defamation. Your friend is a rapist. He was convicted. He was. So what even got me more like into this situation was because yeah, thank you. And it talks baby girl. They're calling that an apology. It was gaslighting 101. It was. It was total gaslighting. Not only that, somebody pointed in the comments to me that they turned off their comments. They turned off their comments. What else did they do? Hold up, y'all. Why don't we just go to it before I even get into Aaron's video? Okay, and shout out to Aaron. But let me show you. They turned off their comments. Why? Why'd you turn off your comments? Comments off. This is Ashton's page. Why would you turn off your comments? You think she was reading a script? They could have just not said anything. They could have just said, we gonna stay silent. They could have. Their apology video was worse than what the hell her name with the ukulele. What's her name again? See, this is how much I really don't care for these folks. What is her name again with the ukulele? I mean, they might as well just have busted a ukulele at this point. 2023 has been the worst years of apologies. I was listening to Penguins last night. He's so right. He said, I don't know what is it about 2023. Cole, thank you. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you. I was like, how I really try to forget people that are just ridiculous. They might as well have busted out the mariachi band for this apology because it was just like, what? And then you turn off the comments? Exactly, Deborah. Thank you, Chico, for being a member for 9 months, love. Let me see what you guys are saying. Ooh. It's getting back to them. Now, like I said, I don't know about you guys, but I've been in positions where I've been asked to very close people to me. I said mariachi band. I sure as hell did. I have been asked to write character witness letters, and I have denied. And I love the people, but I hate their cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love who I thought they were in such and such time frame, especially because we were close, but I hate their crime. And because I hate their crime, I'm not going to write a character witness letter that it's going to support that they get a lesser sentence. No. I love them, but I hate the crime that they committed. Just saying. They look stressed out. Shh, Debbie, you ain't never lie. You ain't never lie. I said it. I said they should have pulled out the mariachi band, the maracas. I mean, they should have done it all because 2023 has been the year of the shittiest types of apologies that people have been doing. Let me hit play on this, okay?
That has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
To write character letters of the person that we knew. Okay.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
I don't think that that's what people are saying. They're saying that if you stand for victims, like your website says, why are you asking for somebody's sentence to be reduced? Why are you speaking on somebody's character that you either clearly knew what the hell was going on back when he was committing these crimes, or that you didn't know? Because some of you guys in the comments were making the argument that they didn't know that this is what they didn't know. Rabbit, they didn't know. Like sometimes you meet somebody and you think you know them forever, and then you find out that truly they are a rapist or a serial killer or they're a piece of trash. They didn't know. That's what, that could be the other side of this argument. Okay, but you knew after the conviction and you still wrote the letters. You knew after they were convicted and you still wrote the letters. And you could have done this a little bit different. You could have said, you know what? You could have made a statement and said, listen, guys, I was asked to write these letters because of the person that I thought we knew, right? You could have said that. You could have said that and then said, but however, we stand with victims and therefore I can't ask the judge for a reduced sentence on a convicted rapist who happens to have been my friend for this amount of years. And this is the crime he committed. Now, this is what led me to think something else. What if, now this is where I'm going to go speculation. Forgive my speculation, but I am going to make a speculation. Blair says their publicist had to have advice against them writing those character letters. I'm saying, Blair. But here's the deal. What if Danny Masterson had something over Ashton Kutcher's head? I'm speculating. Forgive me and permit me to speculate for like 5 seconds. What if Danny Masterson had something on Ashton Kutcher? And I say that because of the video, the clip that Chrissy Bixler posted on her IG, where she clipped Aaron from growing up with Scientology. I got the video here. We're going to play it. We're going to play some of it, okay? I just feel like I'm saying leave it to me. It has to something. Like, what shit do y'all have on each other? What is it that you guys have on each other?
They were intended for the judge to read, and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that. And we're sorry if that has taken place.
Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim of sexual assault, sexual abuse, or rape.
So does your heart go out to the victims that Danny hurt? Their PR is Scientology. I've seen and read through some, they're being extorted from auditing confessions. But are they Scientologists? I'm just saying. Really? Not Christina Ricci. Oh, really? It Talks Baby Girl. Where did she do it? Let me know, because I would love to post that. She immediately turned off that shit. She was like, psh, psh, live done. Psh, psh. She was done. She said, psh, done. Let's go to AA Rod, okay? Because this was the video he did about 7 months ago. 7 months ago, let's get these subtitles on real quick, and I'm going to go to 1.25 on this under fair use, okay? Check this out. This is called Ashton Kutcher's Lies allowed Michael Gargiulo, I think that's how you say his last name, to kill again.
The house, calling various members of his team for advice.
Hold up.
The entryway to the house. He walked into the house. He looked over to. Now, he didn't lie about it because he had a role in it. Ashton Kutcher was not he did not play a role in the death of Ashley Ellerin. But because Ashton chose let me gather my thoughts here. What really happened is Ashton Kutcher showed up to the house to pick Ashley Ellerin up for her date. He opened the door. He walked into the house. You could not see the body on the floor from the entryway to the house. He walked into the house. He looked over to the area where he saw her dead body lying on the floor. She was stabbed like 47 times.
Oh my
covered
God.
in blood everywhere. Freaked out, left the house, and for about the next hour sat in his car outside the house calling various members of his team for advice on what the hell to do. And his team advised him that he should not call the police. He should not be the one to report this. It should not be known that he was there. He doesn't want to be the one who discovered the body.
Aaron, who was part of the team? Aaron knows some stuff. Listen, did you go to our IG? I'm gonna go to our IG, Christina Ricci's IG stories. We're gonna go. Who's part of that team? Who was the dream team? Because according to Ashton, which is in the character witness letter, by the way, that's a mentor. Do you call the mentor when you walk into somebody dead on the floor? Two of my bushy eyebrows right here, 1 and 2, are up all the way. When I heard that, I said no. And shout out to Vic, because Vic was the one that was like, hey. And I was like, hey. And I said, yeah, hey, something's up. Something's up here, guys. Something's up.
Body. That 70s show was only a couple years old at this point. Ashton Kutcher was not a household name. They essentially said, this is all you'll be known for. People will think you did it, all this kind of stuff. This will be what people think of when they think of Ashton Kutcher. You don't want that. Go to the party. Go to the party that you were picking Ashley up to take her with you to. Go to the party and then go home. Now, I'm not making any representations that these are the exact words that were spoken. I'm not even naming the members of Ashton's team that he called. There's someone else that he called.
Oh, tell me.
Danny Masterson.
No way.
He called frickin' Danny Masterson.
How do we know that?
That's how close these guys were. In fact, the night before Ashley was killed, Ashton and Danny and some other people from that 70s show were hanging out at Ashley's house. Okay. So where am I going with this? How did Ashton's lies allow a murderer to kill again? The police knew who had killed Ashley Ellerin. They could not prosecute the killer because Ashton Kutcher's lies about discovering the body, saying that he didn't, his lies about the whole thing created so much reasonable doubt, would have been used by the defense attorneys to create reasonable doubt to get the killer off of the murder charges.
So had he just been honest when all of this went down, probably would have gotten us to that suspect, right? To the actual killer. And I'm going to drop Aaron's, his name is Aaron, by the way. I'm going to drop his channel in the chat. You guys check him out. He does a lot of exposures to Scientology. That's the video. He's also in the description box. Check him out. Okay. I'm going to steer away a little bit and go into Christina Ricci's stories. Okay. Let me share this tab real quick. Thank you, Tinkleton. Scientology also killed Lisa McPherson. I've heard, man. I'm still stuck on the Miscavige. What is it, Shelley Miscavige and that whole situation? I swear. How does somebody, like, I know we talk a lot now. I'm Catholic, recovering Catholic, but I'm Catholic, right? I could do better about my Catholicism. I don't always agree with everything that is being practiced and said. I feel like I'm probably the black sheep that sits all the way in the very back and questions everything and will challenge all the people that are around me about Catholicism. And even then, I'm the highest critic of my own church and my own belief in my own religion because of everything that they've concealed themselves. So I'm well aware of the BS that some of these people do in religion, right? However, I'm just wondering, like, here we are, and it's not even about being woke, because I don't necessarily consider myself woke. It's just about calling out the elephants, right? Like, you see an elephant, call it out. I'm just wondering in my mind, like, do people just really look shit away? They just don't say anything? They don't say nothing? I'm curious. So Christina Ricci says on her Instagram, she says, so sometimes people we have loved and admired do horrible things. They might not do these things to us, and we only know who they were to us, but that doesn't mean they didn't do the horrible things, and to discredit the abuse is a crime. Shout out to Christina Ricci. I haven't seen any other celebrities say anything. All right. Let me tell you, y'all drop some flowers for Miss Christina Ricci here. And thank you, Christina, for the $6.95. Says you are the best true crime. Oh, you are awesome. Thank you so much for that. You are so awesome for this. Yeah, Kathleen, it's like there is this like this is the part that I hate about religion. Although I'm a very much a devoted type of person, I believe in I'm really good about my faith. But I am not good, like I'm not going to sit there and look away if I see a priest or a deacon or somebody from a higher up position abuse somebody. You just don't do that. Because I don't believe that that is of God. God doesn't allow and that's just me. I know I have a lot of atheists that follow me. Shout out to you. But to me, that's how I see it. So shout out to Christina Ricci for being I haven't seen any other celebrity say anything. Have y'all seen anything? Shout out to her because it takes guts to say something like this. People know as awesome guys can be perpetrators and abusers. It's tough to accept, but we have to. And if we say we support victims, women, children, men, boys, then we must be able to take this stance. Ain't that the truth? If you say, and that was my point of my video when I did it. And although a lot of you guys were like, I don't agree with you. No, you don't have to agree with me. I promise you don't have to agree with me. Especially if you don't know the case very well, especially if you feel like I need to step back and really understand what this case is about. You don't have to agree with me today, tomorrow, whenever. Matter of fact, you could be subscribed and not agree with me. That's cool. We're good. But if you stand for victims and you're running such an organization and part of the organization is building trust and making innovation and changes to a lot of these crimes, you have to stand, even if it hurts you. It could be your daddy, your mama, it could be anybody that you're really close to. And then you're asked to write a character witness letter. I've been asked, and I can't. I love you, family. I love you, friend. However, I don't support the crime that you did. Therefore, I can't write a letter. I can't. Absolutely not. Space Cadet says Lisa Marie Presley was set to testify. I heard about that too, and then she passed away. Then she died. A lot of Scientologists have died early deaths. I heard about that one too. Scientology was the largest terrorist breach in U.S. history. Look up Operation Snow White. That's how they got tax exemptions. Really? I will definitely look into that. Thank you, Tinkle Tits. I don't know. I'm just like, anyways, and I'm surprised that some of you guys are, responding to this. I'm also kind of reacting to this as well. So then she continues to write. This might be a different story, but let's read real quick. Unfortunately, I know a lot of the awesome guys were lovely to me who have been proven to be abusers privately. I've also had personal experience with this. Believe victims. It's not easy to come forward. It's not easy to get a conviction. Thank you. It is not easy to come forward, and it is not easy to get a conviction. And ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? It's the truth. It's not easy to come forward because you got the whole internet. First of all, they started out as Jane Does. And now their stuff is all over the place. They don't get to have privacy or anything like that. I just like stand in your shit. If you support your friend and you support what he did, then you support what he did. And I mean, Wim, thank you so much for gifting the 20 members. If you guys have received a membership from Wim, can you guys do me a favor and drop some hearts for Wim as a thank you? I appreciate you guys so much for doing that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Drop them for Wim. Thank you. All right. Let's get back to Aaron's video because I just like the breakdown that he did here. It was awesome.
That they chose not to prosecute the person that was their #1 suspect for the murder. The police knew Ashton Kutcher was lying. They knew he couldn't have seen anything on the carpet from the windows outside of the house. They knew the only way Ashton Kutcher would have seen anything on the carpet was because he walked into the house. He lied about not entering the house. And I'll call your attention to an excerpt from a different article here, where he specifically says, bear with me here. I remember
I've seen this article
the
before
next
too.
day after I heard about what happened, I went to the detectives and said, my fingerprints are on the door. I was freaking out. So even when Ashton's talking to the press here, he's still lying. I didn't know there was something wrong until the next morning when someone told me. And I went, oh, I went to the detectives. See, the detectives didn't even call Ashton. If Ashton had called the police instantly and had not acted so suspiciously, had not lied, had not covered up, the police would have been able to prosecute the killer of Ashley Ellerin.
Look at that.
And he would not have been able to go on and kill again. By the way, the next murder this guy committed was not even the one that he was caught for. It was an attempted murder after the next murder he committed, where the victim escaped. And this murderer, I forget his name. I mean, I guess it's right here somewhere. Doesn't matter. Gargiulio?
Michael Gargiulio.
Gargiulio had accidentally cut himself in the process of trying to murder this other woman. And so when she escaped, that woman ended up having both of their DNA on her. And this has been thoroughly covered. There's been a book written on this subject. What's never been uncovered is that Ashton Kutcher's lies that he was telling to protect his, out of a greater concern for his career, his budding career, allowed a killer to walk free and kill again.
Wow.
Danny Masterson knew this. All the other Scientologists around Ashton and Danny knew this. Scientology Celebrity Center President's Office knew this. And this is an example, just an example of what I mean when I say Scientology has a lot of dirt on Ashton Kutcher.
I would suggest that you guys watch the whole video. I linked it in the description box because this is why I feel like, well, I wonder what exactly does Danny Masterson have over Ashton Kutcher's head? What does Scientology have over Ashton Kutcher? It makes you wonder because they all cover for each other. What is it?
Imagine seeing your girlfriend's apparently dead body on the floor, and your first thought isn't, I should call the police.
Right.
Your first thought is, how's this going to affect my career?
Exactly.
And you actually leave the house where your girlfriend's dead body is sitting there, and you go to a party. You go to a goddamn party. And then you go home and you wait to find out. And then you approach the detectives. Now, I don't know. I haven't done the math on exactly how many years transpired between the murder of Ashley Ellerin, who was Ashton's, girlfriend at the time. I say girlfriend, dating. And when he actually testified in court, it looks like
he was 5 years, no?
It could have been almost 17, 18 years.
Oh,
went
wow.
by.
Look at that.
Because realize the other murders weren't committed until much later. So it never really came out that Ashton was the reason they couldn't prosecute that killer for Ashley Ellerin's murder.
So how can you be for victims if by, I don't know, track record, he's always been this way? How can you represent such an organization? This is Thorn. This is their website. How do you stand there by, people that make laws about this? Now, mind you, I'm not, shitting on the guy for making a difference, because there definitely needs to be. But if you're a hindrance to the law, if you're a hindrance to prosecution, if you're a hindrance, if you are not for victims, like you say that you are, because part of it is doing the right thing when nobody is watching. They just got caught up. That's all. They got caught up. Had this stuff been sealed, I don't think we would have even heard an apology. Nobody would have said anything. Nobody would have found out anything. They got caught up. Hollywood is only as shiny as the people that are there make it, truly. And a lot of this is just keeping things concealed, right? I suggest everybody, make sure you watch Aaron's video from like 7 months ago, because he breaks that down. And that's the clip where Chrissy Bixler clipped that and said that it was through Ashton Kutcher's inactions, lying, that led there to be a delayed prosecution to this serial killer, to this Hollywood serial killer. That's one. The other thing is, I'm kind of like, who? All right, there's Christina Ricci, who spoke out. Where are these other Hollywood stars? Well, how come they're not saying nothing? Like, this is weird to me. And she's not even saying anything to trash them. She's just saying, sometimes people that you truly love, at least you think you know them. And then it turns out that they're this person that you wouldn't necessarily support. Right? All right, guys, I'm having to head out. I want to shout everybody out here in the comments. I have to tend to baby bunny, and I got to go blow my nose and rinse, and I'm still trying to get better and rinse everything out. Tinkle Tits, thank you so much for being a member for 7 months and all the super chats and super stickers. Christina, thank you so much for the 695. Chico, thank you for being a member for 9 months. Love. Shout out to you, Space Cadet. Thank you for the super chat, and everybody here in the chat. You guys do me a favor. Hit the like button, because it helps in the algorithm. We gonna still be peeling this onion, because I like to peel onions until we get to where we need to go. But there's a lot that we got to look into as well. B, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out, guys. Rabbits out.